Hello, everybody. Good night, good morning, depending where are you connected from. And welcome to this live streaming event organized by Overloud and TH-U Guitar Software. We are going to go deep inside the features and everything about TH-U. But today we are here because a few days ago we released a new signature pack, a new artist signature pack for TH-U Software. And this pack is done with a guitar player, an instrumental rock virtuoso from New York. He is Rob Balducci, and we're lucky enough to have him tonight performing on this event. So please welcome Rob Balducci. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks so much for having me.
Our pleasure, of course. We can't wait to hear you, to listen to you playing your songs. And of course, we're going to talk about your material and stuff. We're very excited about releasing this new pack because you're very demanding about tone and you're really careful about your sound on your albums for since the very beginning, the very first record you did. So releasing this signature pack with you is something we're really proud about. So I think the best thing to do is for you to just start playing one of your songs, and then we can go deep inside your pack, inside THU, and everything else. Of course,
Okay.
we're open to take any comment and question. So feel free to comment while Rob is playing, and we're going to be happy to reply to all your questions. Okay. So your first song is Ring of God, right?
Yes.
From your last album, Transcendence. And if you want to explain something about the song before starting to play, of course, feel free to do it. Thank you.
Sure. Sure. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to you, to Thomas, Alfonso, everyone from THU for getting this going and doing this collaboration. I took a lot of time, especially in the. I had some time in the past 3 years to mess around, so it was a pleasure to be working on this stuff. I really do like the way it sounds. It's great tone, as you'll see. And yeah, this song I picked a couple of songs today that have special meaning to me because it's the three most important people in my life. So the first one is Ring of God, and this one was written for my dad, who has passed on, but it's on the new record. It's a really good track to start off with. So let's try this one, and we'll talk about it later. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rob. And here you are. Thank you very much, Rob. I
Thank
really love
you.
this. So I actually suggest everybody to get Rob Balducci's music, especially his latest album, Transcendence, because it's full of meaning and really great melodies. Because of course you have Italian roots, so you have a very big sense of melody, and I really, really enjoy listening to your music. And you had a great tone, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah,
Very
I
cool.
mean, very comfortable. This is not the best setting. Those of you who know me, playing with headphones and stuff is not my favorite thing, but it's very comfortable. And that's the whole thing about having a good guitar sound. You have to feel comfortable playing, and with the THU thing, it's very comfortable. So I mean, that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, you don't feel any latency when you play, so you are actually inspired when you play. And we are really happy to for being able to create a signature pack with a high demanding guy like you about tone, because we know how peculiar is every pedal that you use. So the fact that we've been able to satisfy your needs with THU is a great achievement for us. So thank you very much, of course.
Thank you.
And now I think we have to explain for those not knowing what THU is and how it works. We are here for that, of course. Let me just share my THU window. So this is actually the preset you were using now, I guess. Let
Yeah,
me check.
Ring of God.
It was yes, Ring of God. Okay, perfect. So THU, as other guitar softwares, let you use the modeling technology. That means that you can choose between a number of amplifiers like those that you can see here, and you can just grab those amplifiers inside the chain like that, and you can start using them. But THU not only gives you this feature and the possibility, of course, to add many effects like you did in front and after your amp, but there are also this component inside THU named Rig Player. Rig Player is a component that's able to play a complete rig, a set of amplifier, a head or a combo, the cabinet, and maybe an overdrive or a distortion in front of it. All these components are captured together into a single file that is playable through the rig player component. And actually, when you were using all these new components and stuff and features inside THU, you found out that you're pretty comfortable using rig player. And actually, most of the tones that you created for the preset bank inside your signature pack are actually done with the rig player. And in fact, inside the rig player options that you have here, I have all my rig libraries that I'm mad for. You can find the Rob Balducci, and inside there are all the rigs that you decided to use and to offer to your fans inside your signature pack. So I think this is a very important feature to show to people. So you can still use, of course, the modeling approach. And actually, we created some specific amps for you, but also the rig player philosophy and approach. So this is, I think, a great adding feature, extra feature inside THU software, of course. So I'd like to hear from you how you worked to create your favorite presets.
Sure. Well, in this, it's to me, it's kind of cool for me, this whole pack, because it's a retrospective of my career. Basically, it's there's either one, there's definitely one song from every album, with the backing track. There's 20 presets plus there's those extra presets, but 20 presets that go along with the backing tracks, if my math is correct. But so, for instance, I went for Ring. So, say for Ring of, well, we'll take Ring of God as an example. So that's a recent album. It's my newest record. I went into my master tracks for the record. I took the lead guitar track and the solo track, and I muted it. I put in TH-U, and I started to use rig players or pedals, whatever in that preset to try and duplicate the sounds as close as possible. And then what I would do is I would put it on, and then I switch it off to the original track, switch it back on. I even sent it to, to my producer, who has a lot to do with this record, Steve. Who that's another story in itself. But Steve was a big help with being an extra ear and listening to it and letting me know. He's familiar with all my records, so he was sort of like my go-to. Hey, what do you think this sounds like? And he was like, "Isn't that the album?" And I was like, "No, it's
Yeah.
it's TH-U." So I mean, I had a lot of fun. Just tweaking little things. And the other thing to say about the pack is that again, it's Rob Balducci pack, but it doesn't mean that my presets is all you're going to do with this. I mean, you could do so much stuff. My presets are just examples. You could go in and create anything that you want. Mine is just an example of what you could do. What I want to do. But you, as the player, goes into TH-U, you can create whatever you want. And in this pack in particular, there's such a cool amount of tonal possibilities with the rig players that are in there. And then there's the Libra head that we did to say a little bit about that. So the tone possibilities are incredible just with this pack alone. So if you're new to TH-U, this is a great pack to get, because you also get it's like you get the TH-U with it, plus you get my pack, or you could, if you already have TH-U, you can buy the pack separately at a reduced price. Am I correct?
Yeah, and actually, if you don't have TH-U, you're not obliged to buy the full version of TH-U, because your single pack works as a standalone version. Of course, people can use only the components inside your pack, but actually you put a lot of stuff inside of it, so you can have a very, very nice idea of how TH-U works, and maybe then you can move and upgrade yourself buying TH-U Premium that contains over 240 amps, effects, and cabinets and stuff. So you can dive into a whole new world of tone creating, and it's very, very engaging. I actually spend many, many hours enjoying playing with all these effects and stuff. So I'm glad that you enjoyed doing that too, of course. And you mentioned your Libra amp, because actually not only you used some pre-created rigs, but we also created a virtual amp that you're actually using, called the Libra. And here is the Libra, your head and your cabinet. This is an example. So this is the modeling approach. So you just drag into TH-U a physical amp and a physical digital amp and at the cabinet, and you can just tweak all the knobs as you would do with any other component inside TH-U. So it's a pretty complete pack also to understand the potential of THU Software. So we're really glad also for that, for releasing this new pack. So before going on, I think you want to play because you're still warm. So let's play another song. So
Sure.
the next song.
The next song is called 1224. And
Yes.
this is on the new record Transcendence. And this is, as I was saying before, the three songs, Special Meaning, Special People. So this song is written about my mother. Her birthday is actually December 24th. So that's where the name comes from. And the great thing about this track, this is why I picked this one particular track. Again, this is all the tracks that I'm playing, the backing tracks, and these are some of the presets that, of course, are in the pack.
Yeah.
I picked this one in particular because it really shows the nuances that you can get with this software. So you'll see me turning down my volume and getting a clean sound, and then turning it up. I'm not switching channels; it's all that one sound. But it shows you how it reacts like a real amp would. So when you
Yeah.
bring your
Oh,
thing down, it gets softer. Then it can get really, distorted. So it's a good track to see what it can do.
actually, a great thing of THU is that you can easily mix your physical analog devices with the software. I mean, you can easily put a regular wah or a regular overdrive pedal in front of your computer, your audio device, and THU takes great every pedal because maybe you don't own any MIDI controller with an expression pedal, so you can easily use your existing wah and it sounds great. So this is a very good thing as well.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, in this track, and when the preset comes up, there's a wah, and there's no, I don't think there's an overdrive in this one, and particularly just how those guitar players, a comfort factor. I actually put an overdrive on the floor that I'll use during the solo, and you'll see that that's the great thing about this. You could use whatever you want in front. So
Yeah,
if you don't
absolutely.
want to use my what pedals that I'm in my preset, you could put whatever, or you create something that says a lot about the software as well, because there's not a lot of software or modeling stuff that takes physical pedals well, and this is definitely one of them that does.
And actually, a test that I invite everybody to do, everybody owning THU, is to drag an overdrive, for example, that you already have physically, and then switching from the physical pedal to the digital version made by THU, and you're gonna be surprised by the result, because it's really really difficult, if not impossible, to recognize one from the other. So very cool. Okay, so 1224.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you so much. Great song as well. So I guess everybody now wants to get your Transcendence album.
I had to restart. I had to restart that one. I had a little flub in the beginning.
No problem.
It's a lot of fun.
Still talking about your signature pack. Of course, everybody can go on Overloud website to check all the components included inside your signature pack. But there's also a great thing. You're offering actually a number of backing tracks, your original backing tracks. So people not only can get your tones, but they can enjoy playing your songs if they're able to, of course, or anyway, their version of your songs
Yeah.
using your original backing tracks. So that means that this pack is really, really big, really full of stuff. So thank you very much for offering also your backing tracks. Of course, on your website, people can buy all the backing tracks of all your albums. Do you also offer tabs?
There's a tab book to the Color of Light, the full record,
Okay.
and some of the tracks are available, not all of them. So a lot of the stuff that's a lot of the backing tracks that come in this pack are not offered anywhere else. So that's a
Okay.
cool thing too about it.
So if you go on robbalducci.com website, you can, of course, get a lot more information about Rob's activities and all the records and stuff, and also getting interesting backing tracks and tabs if you want, of course. We must say that not only your signature pack is available for Mac or Windows-based computers, but also for iOS devices. So we have a TH-U version for your iPhone or iPad, and you can get the same software in just a small device as your phone, and maybe with an external, small as well, audio interface. You can enjoy playing Rob's tones wherever you are. So that's a very good thing. And of course, that works for TH-U Premium as well. If you get TH-U Premium for your computer, you can get for a very, very, very small money the same software for your iOS device. So you can go around with TH-U everywhere. Very cool. There's anything else you want to say about your signature pack? For example, I know that you prepared a surprise for today because of course, inside your signature pack, there are a number of presets already done for the songs you're offering the backing tracks for, but you created three extra patches, presets that you're offering right now today using your Libra amp, right?
Yes.
So if you want to talk about that, and maybe you want to also play with these presets.
Yeah, I will. Let me do the talking first, since I have to switch all the stuff up, and then I'll play the
Okay.
tunes. So yeah, I wanted to create something special for today, and also something using the Libra amp and cabinet with some of the pedals. And the cool thing to mention about the pack, and I think that on a few of these extra presets, is the pack is offering for the first time the exotic pedals, the BB preamp,
Yes.
and the
That are pedals that you usually use in your rig, right?
yeah. So that's another thing that's cool about this pack. It's got those. It's offering those pedals for the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm using that I did three of them. So the first one is called Rob Balducci Core. It's chorus lead. Doesn't only have to be used for lead. I just named it that. And what this preset is I kind of could use it on a couple of different tracks. I could use it on there's a new song of the record called Presence. So I use it on that. You could also, like we were talking about before, and you'll see when I play, I'll bring down the volume and you can clean it up, and it's a nice kind of chorusy effect. So that's the
We
first
can.
one.
I can overlay now your presets, and you can describe it if
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah. So this is the chorus lead, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So as you notice there, it's got it's got the compressor and the overdrive in there. And again, once you plug this in, you could fiddle around taking the compressor off, taking the distortion off. How I kind of use it is if I was going to do a clean sound and I wanted everything equal, I would take the exotic the overdrive pedal off in the front, and I would turn down my volume, and it would clean up. And then when I want overdrive and a little extra boost, I'd step on the boost. But it just comes with everything turned on in the scene. And also, the chorus adds a little bit of the compressor adds some sustain in there as well. So there's a lot of things going on in that one. Switch to the next one, which is that one is called the Ultra. What's the next preset? You have that one,
Yeah, of course. The uni octave lead,
right?
this one.
Right. So the Uni Octava one. So that one has some cool stuff in it. Again, I love the Univibe sound. So this, for me, I created it, and there's an analog delay in there, which is really nice. There's a song called Foreign Matter that I use with the volume turned down, and I could use this on with the volume turned up. You could also use it with the octaver, and I'll show this when I'm playing for a song called Liquid Soul. So this is a really nice preset. And then the last one has the exotic pedal in there again in the beginning and the octave. And this is sort of just like it has the octave is a little more the octaves are a little more pronounced in this one, and it's sort of more like an effect type of thing that if you want. And I like the octaver on there for stuff because live, I'm not really messing around with a harmonizer or anything. So anything that I kind of have a harmonizer on, I just use the octaver pedal, and it adds like that an extra two voices like this one does, and it has a cool sound. So I'll play a little
Cool.
bit. I'll play with all three of them and show
We
you.
actually a question about your Libra amp, and
Mm-hmm.
it's this one. And actually, the idea actually comes from a Friedman style tone, and maybe that's why we decided to create this aesthetic that can remind you of that amp, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free. It could all, it could be a lot of things. That's why it's kind of generic.
But actually,
It's
it's
sort of like my favorite
a
sounds.
Friedman style with some Rob juice on it, of course.
Yeah, I like 50. It's a 50. If I remember correctly, it's 50 watts as opposed because I like the earlier breakup with a 50 watt head.
Cool. So, do you want to play these three
Yeah, I'll
presets?
mess around with them. All right, just give me a sec.
Cool. Thank you very much, Rob. So, we inform you guys that at the end of this live streaming event, you're going to be able to download these free presets from this link. So you just have to go on Overloud website in the download area, presets, and you can download these 3 new free patches that, of course, are going to be playable using Rob Balducci signature pack with the Libra amp and all the exotic pedals inside and everything else. So a lot of stuff to do and to play with this pack, of course. Then I wanted to say that the songs that you played tonight are they come from your album Transcendence, right?
Yeah, the first 2.
Yeah, and the next one is called Empress, right?
Yeah, and yeah, this one is a classic track for me. I mean, it's probably one of fans' favorite songs, I think. So it was important to get this track in this preset pack. So I had to actually go back to the the old, the old hard drives and get that out and start messing with how this sounds over it, trying to get the delays right. There's also the Empress clean sound that's in the preset pack as well. It's a really nice clean in there. And I went back to basically using the same type of mics that were used. I'm going to switch guitars right now. Like when I did these presets, I have a list of guitars I used for each track, so I made sure that I created the track with that guitar. So this is the Libra guitar. So that's what I'll be. It's called. That's what was used to record the track. So I actually went back to that.
Uh-huh.
You could see, inside the preset, there's a model of the Boss Super Overdrive. That's what I used on the track. So tried to find the exact equipment as much as I could, same mics, and try and get the sound. And I think I did a
Let's
really
check
good job
your preset.
for Empress.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the preset that actually you're going to use to play Empress.
All right.
And this
Oh yeah,
song comes.
that's the new overdrive. I'm sorry, that's the new exotic
Yes.
overdrive.
Yes.
That sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
again, I went with what sounded get the best tone. I was looking at it. You notice how there's a compressor. I was going over this the other day. There's a compressor in the effects loop, and that's actually doing a lot. It's more when you turn that off. There's a volume drop, and there's also a tone difference. It did a lot for some reason the way it's set, uh, and it's a combination of all the things that really creates the tone on there.
well, actually, virtually, you have no limits using a software like TH-U because you can put pedals wherever you want, even after the cabinet, just to check the difference in tone. So if you don't give any limit to your mind, you can actually find out a lot of very interesting tones. So I invite you and everybody else owning TH-U to experiment as much as you can, of course. So this song Empress comes from your album The Colors of Light, right?
Yes, uh,
Cool.
and yeah, like this is we were discussing this in the beginning of the live chat. So it's the three songs that I chose to perform today of three important people in my life, and Empress was written for my wife Karina. So I had to put this one in there today as well. And there's I wanted to mention something. I know we had uh, Jeff Beck that just passed, and I forgot to mention it before, but 1224 definitely has a lot of influence. When I say an influence, it's not me trying to sound like Jeff Beck, but it's using, to me, it's using, I use the bar a lot, so he has a big influence on me. It's not like I'm sounding like him, but it's Balducciized. But
Yeah,
that
of
song in
course.
particular kind of reminds me a little bit of that's
Yeah.
where the
Well,
inspiration.
actually, I think Jeff Beck, even for those who weren't big fans or not regular listeners, left something to everybody. Because even if you don't mimicking him, like playing his song, when you did listen to him and when you listen to him now, uh, you feel something inspiring, really inspiring. And actually, he inspired generations of players because I know many, many very young guys amazed by his playing. So actually, this is a very, very big, big loss for guitar, for music, for inspiration, for art. So it's really sad.
Yeah,
Mm,
I
very
you
sad.
know I told myself I was going to do this, and I'm remembering it now, so I wanted to mention it. We also lost somebody recently on January 2nd. That's part of the community. Not a famous person. He's really big with the into Ibanez guitars. His name on Instagram was Guam Satch. His name is Wayne Schwartz, and
Yeah.
he was all over the Instagram playing the Satriani models and stuff. And he actually passed away.
Wow.
He was a friend of mine that I corresponded with, so I wanted to give his family a shout out. And Empress is dedicated to him today.
Thank you very much, Rob. So let's enjoy your performance of Empress. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rob. Great performance. I love this song, and I'm sure a lot of people can't wait to play the same song with the same tone.
Thank
So
you.
of course, guys, you just have to go on Overloud website. Let me indicate you uh, where you can get, which area of the site you can get the TH-U Rob Balducci pack, so you can discover all the components inside this very cool pack. And of course, when you buy the pack, you download all the software and Rob's backing tracks. So you're ready to perform. You can maybe find on YouTube some Rob's performances of his songs. So just to check out all the fingerings and stuff. So
Mhm. Yeah,
very
I mean, or you could kind of, noodle over it, and do your own stuff. That's the cool thing about backing tracks. Also, don't forget, Stefano, that correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a like sale price for this.
Yeah, of course.
Production
There's a
sale
sale
price,
price that they can check out on the website.
right?
It expires in a few days, so hurry up, guys. And of course, you can check out everything else on THU and Overloud website. We have a lot of rig libraries with many amps already captured for you. We have many other packs. We have Greg Howe signature pack. We have Eric Gale signature pack. We have many stuff that you can use to enrich and already rich software like THU. So thank you so much, Rob, for being with us and for taking your time tonight and for developing together with us your signature pack. So we're sure it's going to be successful. We can't wait to see you in person, maybe at NAM. Let's hope to go to NAM show in April. And in the meantime, I wish you and all the guys following us to enjoy playing your signature pack. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.